Okay, welcome back. It's DJ Aurelius, and this is Figures and Funk. Now, today we're going to talk about some new releases by Mafix, which is a overseas company that makes some awesome figures. They're packed with articulation and some pretty nice sculpt. Now, first up, we got Nightwing, and it just looks amazing. The paint is fairly simple, but you could tell they put in some love in it. You could look at the head sculpt. They got some nice work in the cowl. I mean, not the cowl. the eyes. Good on the hair. He comes with looks like two regular batons, and then two more to make it look like they're spinning in his hand. It also looks like he has some good attachments like on the back so it can be held there. I'm not too sure how that function works yet, but I'm sure we'll get more details. He also has a rope baton, which you can have him swinging around. He has multiple hands, good top, and okay, that's Nightwing. And for the other one, we got the Terminator. Now, I believe this is one from Terminator 1. He's just standing. Okay, he comes with looks to be like 2 guns. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 guns. Now, I'm not a gun person, so I'm not too sure the specific model, but it looks like the ones from the movies. He comes with 3 head sculpts, one of them with the shades, another just the regular head sculpt, and then one with like a damaged robotic bloody head sculpt, which honestly just looks amazing. The detail on that is wow, and the paint, phenomenal. And of course, he's going to be packed with the articulation. He's wearing the leather jacket with the, I guess like a light blue shirt, almost gray. I guess that'd be dark blue, huh? And then he has like some dark khaki pants, pair of boots, some chains on it. And overall, it just looks like an amazing head sculpt. Now, these figures are a bit more expensive because, like I said, they're overseas, they're imports. So they're going to run you about $105 each. Of course, that's on you if you really love the character. If not, there's always alternate, ways of buying those characters. For example, we got the DC Multiverse Nightwing. Now, there's plenty of those around, but the one I really like is like from the Retro Wave. That one's really nice. And then for the Terminator, I'm not too sure which other ones they have out there, but I know there's some good ones if you keep an eye out. Let's see. Some other releases we have here are the Power Rangers, 1/6 scale by Fig Zero. I believe these are the Mighty Morphin ones, so the best ones. We got the Red Ranger with the armor, without, the Pink Ranger with their bow, the Yellow Ranger with like her, I guess, kunai, and then we got the Black Power Ranger with like a gun type thing. And we have others like the green one with the armor. And then we have the White Ranger, 2 versions of him, and another green one. But that one's more of a statue. And again, these are also imports, so they're going to run you a bit of cash, but it's always better to just buy them all together because you save on some money and on shipping on top of that. Some other new releases by Hasbro. We have the Marvel Legends 20th Anniversary Series Hulk, which just looks amazing. Of course, it's the same body that we've always had for Hulk, but the head sculpt is new. There's 2 actually, and he comes with like a helmet of a character. I'm not too sure where, but you can pose him throwing it. He comes with like a little floor thing that it's like when he stomps and the floor rises, and it comes like a little backdrop, which is honestly pretty cool because it looks like a comic. And you could flip it around and it'll look like stones and stuff just cracking behind him. Let's see. Well, we also have the figure wave for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which just looks to be like a crazy film that's going to come up. And lots of these figures look pretty alright for the most part. Although Hasbro being Hasbro, I mean, we never know. with the way they do the bodies, especially on the one on America Chavez. That's just slightly weird, but I guess the jacket covers up the weird shape of it. And of course, everyone's going to want to pick up a Doctor Strange because he just looks awesome. He looks the same as like he did in the wave for Spider-Man No Way Home, but it's still nice. And I really need to get myself a Doctor Strange figure. Other Hasbro releases that I'm really excited for are the Captain America, which is also a 20th anniversary of the Marvel Legends, and of course the Iron Man. I'm more so leaning towards the Captain America because I missed out on the 80 years Captain America. And as for the Iron Man, I was able to get that one because they re-released it recently, so you could just buy it at the standard $20 to $25 price point. But as for that 80 years cap, it's going over 100 at least. Some more figures I would like to get are the Retro Wave Fantastic Four. I really want to buy the Thing, so you can have it along posed with the Hulk. Maybe you can have them fighting or something. And then the vintage, the Human Torch, because it just looks awesome. The clear plastic, well, like the fiery clear plastic, and then the flames on them. The head sculpt looks nice. And of course the Invisible Woman, who comes with like a clear arm, which, I mean, clear plastic is always hard to do, but it's really nice seeing Hasbro tackle it again. Alright, and we're going to go back to some music. Alright guys, welcome back. It's Figures and Funk, and we just listened to Boogie Wonderland by Earth, Wind & Fire, and as well as Blame It on the Boogie by the Jacksons. Now, for this segment, we're going to talk about my figure of the week. So the figure of the week is the Marvel Mafix Ben Reilly Spider-Man. Now, this Spider-Man is just amazing. It's the same body as the one for the original Mafix Spider-Man, which is like the best Spider-Man of all time. And the only difference is, of course, the Ben Reilly paint, as well as the little wrist things that he has. Not too sure why they're there, but I guess the enlarged web shooters. And this guy's just chock full of articulation. The head sculpt for Ben Reilly is really nice. It looks kind of like the Peter Parker one, but of course he has the blonde hair, which just makes perfect sense because obviously Ben Reilly's a clone of Peter Parker. And yeah, it's just the webbing it came with, the hands, the web shooting hands, and it was just a really nice figure. The paint is nice. The articulation is always there. I will say, though, I broke mine, which is kind of a bummer because it's a $100 figure. And, well, I mean, resale is always like 2 or 3 times that. So it sucked. But I did repair it. Sadly, I used super glue, which is something you never use when you want to repair a figure. But I used it, and the elbows still go up. They go past 90, but they don't exactly hit back to the bicep, which sucks, but I mean, what are you going to do? It's just one arm, right? The posing, I could still pose him. It's still fine. And that's our figure of the week. Some other figures that we'd like to talk about right now is some more Mafix that are coming up. I'm a big fan of Mafix. It would be the black suit Spider-Man. Now, there's some debate on which black suit Spider-Man to get, because Mafix is coming up for one, and that's, another $100, $105. And don't get me wrong, it's a good sculpt, right? It's just, plain black figure with the white spider and the white eyes. I do like that he comes with the Peter Parker head sculpt and like the Venom symbiote just like going to his neck. And I like the little web backpack that he has. But other than that, it's just your typical Mafix Spider-Man. One Spider-Man that I'm really excited for is the Hasbro Black Suit Spider-Man. Because that one, I just really like the eyes on it. And it has the same body as the one from the Spider-Man Retro Wave. And that Spider-Man is just off the charts awesome. because they implement some extra articulation in the torso, which you can get like those hunched over and like kneeling poses on the body. And the eyes and I guess like the matte black just really makes it like pop. And that's why I like that figure more. But I did pre-order both. As to which one I'm gonna keep, I mean, based off all the figures all the pictures you see on Instagram, the black suit just from Hasbro really just takes the cake. It's not as fancy and doesn't come with as much, but I mean, it comes with fist hands, wall crawling hands, and shooting hands, like web shooting hands. And I mean, that's pretty much all you need for a Spider-Man, really. Like I said, the matte black is just awesome. The paint and the eyes, like the head sculpt for the eyes, I just prefer that look over the Mafix one, which has the bigger, more expressive eyes. I will say though, on the Mafix, they do have I guess a little thing, like they carved in the eyebrows sort of to make it look angry.
It looks angry, right?
Yeah, it looks angry. But either way, I still prefer the more comic Hasbro Spider-Man. Let's see. Okay, so there's this one Spider-Man. I really like collecting Spider-Man figures. It's like the thing I collect the most. Is the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Sentinel Peter Parker. Because I have the Miles Morales, and that one is just crazy. Like it's the price of a Mafix. Actually, a little bit cheaper, and it comes with way more. Like, for the Miles, you get the regular Miles suit, all right? And then you can also dress him up as, like, how he looked in the movie with the jacket and the Jordans and the shorts. It's just, wow. And then you have the option of having the hoodie on and off. And with the amount of hands he comes in, he comes with, like, a little hammer from, like, Spider-Pig and, like, a little spray paint can. So you can have him just doing a bunch of, like, hijinks. Actually, on my Instagram, I have him, like, with the pictures I take, like doing just, mischievous things, and that's what I call them, mischief smiles. But the Peter Parker one really interests me because he comes with like a newspaper, a mug, actually 2 torsos. Like, you can change out the midsection so it can be like kind of chubby for like the Peter B. Parker, and then skinnier for the regular Peter Parker in Miles' universe. So I thought that was just really nice. And it even comes with the regular Peter Parker head sculpt with the blonde hair, and the Peter B. Parker head sculpt with the brown hair. And he has optional glasses. He kind of has a goofy face for one of them, like when he's like eating the burger and he like licks his fingers. And if you buy the deluxe one, you even get the stand with like the gargoyle, which looks pretty cool, but it's like an extra $30. So I mean, that's up to you if you want to buy it. But of course, he has the hands. He even has regular hands. It's just a really nice figure. And I wish I could get it, but right now money's a bit tight, so yeah. Just the way it is collecting figures. It's kind of an expensive hobby. But you can't go wrong with collecting just regular Hasbro figures, which are like $20. Mafix, of course, and other companies are a bit more expensive, but yeah. I just like to stick to Marvel Legends. Actually, I had a recent one, which is another Spider-Man, Miles Morales, but from the video game, from the PS5, and down, it's really clean. Like, the sculpt is there. It's so nice. I don't know what the Hasbro did. I guess with the digital sculpting, they knocked it out of the park. And the matte black, the fact that it comes with 2 sets of hands, which is like, actually 3. One for like web crawling, one just regular fisted, and then those like electric hands that he has. I never really played the game, but I would watch like clips of it on YouTube, and it's just, it looks like he just came out of a video game. Another figure that I recently got was the Marvel Legends Ultron from the Ursa Major Build-A-Figure wave, and yeah, that one is just clean. I wasn't too sure if I wanted to paint the lines on him, because I know lots of people do that, to have like the black lines where the grooves are, but I like him the way he is. And I wish he just came with like another open palmed hand, because he only has one, right? And the others are like more grabby hands, and then the 2 fisted hands. But yeah, like even on the box, you can see that he has 2 open palmed hands for a pose. And I wanted to recreate that pose, but since he only has one, I had to use one open palm hand, one fist hand, which kind of sucked, but yeah, I'm still editing the picture to make him look like he came out of the comic. Another figure I recently got was the Deadpool throwback wave. I think it was the X-Men Uncanny. Okay, yeah, the Uncanny X-Men Deadpool. That one is a nice figure. Like, the red on it is matte, and then the blue on it is like kind of metallic. So like the lines just look great. It comes with lots of weapons, like 2 swords, of course, and then I think like 2 Uzis, and then like 1 like pistol, and it just looks awesome. And I got him to some really cool poses where he was just like cutting people up and stuff. Alrighty, guys, we're back, and you just listened to Hollywood Swinging by Cool and the Gang, and The Beat Goes On by The Whispers. Now, coming back, we can talk about some other types of figures. Well, I guess let's talk about the brands. Now, I've already mentioned Mafix and Hasbro a good amount. Let's talk about the others. So we have Diamond Select, SH Figure Arts, Mezco, and, of course, Hot Toys. There are some others out there. Well, Sentinel, of course, I also mentioned. Now, each of these have their own price range, but right now we're just going to look into Diamond Select. Now, Diamond Select is it's like a step above Hasbro in terms of sculpt, articulation. That's where they kind of cheap out. I mean, I should say cheap out. They just like rather focus on the sculpt than the articulation, which makes sense. It's just your preference. Hasbro, of course, is like right in the middle. You know, it has the sculpt, it has articulation, but they tend to have like both. So both suffer. It's just how it goes. Like I said, Diamond Select is more on sculpt. Some of the bigger ones, some of the bigger figures, right, that everyone likes to get from Diamond Select is the Juggernaut, as well as the Hulk, and also like bigger, beefy guys, because that's just how they specialize in. Not always, though, because I will say they have like one Spider-Man, which is the comic one, that really looks nice, but it's not just Marvel. They also have Star Wars. I'm just talking about Marvel because that's mainly what I collect. They also have like Tron, if you're into that, the Muppets, which look pretty nice. Nightmare Before Christmas. I've seen some of those in store, and they look wow. Like I wish I could get them, but you know, I'd rather spend my money on like a different figure. That's just my preference. They also came out with the Invincible Wave. Now, the Invincible, of course, is, you know, the comic or the Amazon Prime TV show, I guess, animated TV show. And if you haven't seen that show, just go watch it after the show because it is amazing. All right, you are in for a ride, in for a treat. And they first came out with the Omni Man, and of course, you know, Invincible himself. And the wave that's coming out in June is not a 2-pack, but well, it's a wave of 2, and it's Robot and Adam Eve. Now when they came out with the Omni Man and Invincible, right? There is a bit to be desired. Now with Omni Man, the sculpt, the paint, it looked great, right? The only thing that suffered was, of course, the articulation because, you know, Diamond Select just focused on sculpt. When it comes to Invincible himself, though, it's like if you look at the face just tells it all, right? It's like pale. And when you put him next to Omni Man, it's just not it. Like, on the promo pics, it looks all right, you know. But when you get it in person, and I've seen like lots of other reviews, and I think I saw it once in store. Yeah, no, the face, the skin is just not. It's really pale, and it looks bad. But the rest of the paint and the overall sculpt looks pretty nice. The only thing that I don't like about Diamond Select is that they use the T-bone like joints for the legs. And that just, it limits articulation bad. Like, yes, they can kick forward a little bit to the back. Side to side is, around 160 degrees. You don't really get the full split, but yeah. I just wish another toy brand made these figures, and maybe they will in the future. Maybe, you know, like a Mafix or even Hasbro. That's Diamond Select for you. I will say though, they do have like some really, like, okay, I bought a Hulk from them. It was the, I don't know, they had many names, but what I knew it as was the Smashing Hulk, I believe, and that is just a really, really great figure. Because the green, I really like the comic look for it. Oh, the Immortal Hulk, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Immortal Hulk Diamond Select. I got that figure around a year ago, and it just holds up nicely. I like that they sculpted it again, and the people who actually made that sculpt is the same one that makes the one for Hasbro. Now, you can buy this figure for around like 30 to 40 bucks, which is great because it sold out last year, and yeah, it was like in the 70s or 60s price range. I actually bought two because I knew people were gonna pay that and I was gonna sell it, but I never did. So if any of y'all want a Diamond Select Rampaging Hulk or, you know, Immortal Hulk, you know, just hit me up and we'll work out a deal. But yeah, it's a really awesome figure, and it comes with like a different, like a half Hulk, half like metal Hulk or like Iron Hulk head sculpt. I'm not too familiar with the comic accuracy for that line, but it's great. It's there, and you can do whatever you want with it. Other Diamond Select figures that are really nice is the Thing and the Sasquatch. Oh, the Gambit. The Gambit, I really like the sculpt of it. The jacket is nice. I like the little cards he has with the flames and the backdrop. And of course, like the pole. I mean, it's kind of a simple pole, but I mean, hey, for 30 bucks, what else can you ask for? The Thor is another Diamond Select that I have, and I will say that Thor is amazing. Like the way the torso moves, like it doesn't look like it'll move that much, but it does. And the cape is nice. The big wow factor for that figure is the swinging hammer effect. Like it's just like a bunch of like hammers, just you can see like twirling around, but they're not twirling, but it looks like it from a distance. It's really cool when you take pictures of it. Oh yes, the Abomination. That's another good Marvel Select figure that I personally recommend. And of course the Silver Centurion Iron Man. I have that one, and with the amount of like rays and like fists and heads that it comes with, for like, wow, it's on sale. It's like $27.99. Yeah, it's worth it. You can definitely get some cool poses out of that. The head sculpt for Tony Stark is really nice. He has like that mullet and with the mustache. It looks badass. And then the Magneto. Oh yes, of course, the Thanos and the Magneto, as well as the Venom, are all good figures. The Thanos comes with like Lady Death, and she comes with like a faceplate for like a regular person, and then beneath that is the, you know, Lady Death herself. The Thanos looks really nice. I really like the bigger jaw and the way his like suit looks, which is accurate to the comics. Although Hasbro did make a version of this Thanos, and I slightly prefer the colors on that one, but when it comes to sculpt, of course, Diamond Select comes out on top. And for the Venom, I really like the way it looks, the multiple heads that you can put on it, and the fact that you can get like a normal Venom, or even like, and then the half Venom, half Eddie Brock head, just looks crazy good. And of course, you can't have Venom without a Carnage, and that Carnage is just out of this world, right? The half, what's his name? Half Carnage, half, I think it's Casey, right? I'm not too sure who Carnage is again. I forget everything. But the half human, half Carnage head sculpt is just really cool. Like it's almost nightmarish the way it looks, because it's like a normal person with the sculpted teeth. Cletus Cassidy, of course. My bad. Yeah, that head sculpt, it'll give you nightmares. Now, that's from like the comics, but I'm pretty sure someone out there is going to make Let There Be Carnage from the movie Venom figure. I know Hot Toys is going to come out with that, and now it's going to be crazy good. So there's much to look forward to that. Now, other Diamond Select figures that are really good, I would say, is the Watcher. I know lots of people were like going crazy for that figure because it sold out and it was just really rare to find. And then out of nowhere, just Diamond Select says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna re-release the Watcher. Here you go," and it sold out immediately. I remember I saw it the day it came up back, and I said, it's the Watcher. I'm not a big fan of that guy. And then I checked back the next day, all gone. It was crazy. It looks like a really great figure. Like, the paint is great. I like how he has like muscles on it. And if you compare it to the Watcher figure from Hasbro, which is like based off the What If series, it's kind of plain looking and it looks really wimpy. But I definitely prefer this look for the Watcher. Okay, and gonna play some music for y'all. There you go. Now, some good releases that are gonna come up, or some ones that I would recommend you look at, are definitely the Revotech, or I guess Amazing Yamaguchi is what I like to call it, but the Revotech Joker. He's $89, which is not bad because other Revotechs are like 90 to almost $100. And one thing I will say about Joker figures out there is that I never am satisfied with the head sculpt. Like, it's always just a bit off. And of course, when I say all Joker figures out there, I'm mainly pointing figures at DC, Multiverse. But it's fine. I will say the DC Multiverse, I guess it's the Laughing Joker, the one where he has the camera and like the overcoat and the hat. That is a figure that I really am satisfied with. The only thing is they overdid it with the paint on the eyes, like around. So they tried to do like a shadow effect, but they just did too much on mine. I know on others it looks a little bit better, but this Amazing Yamaguchi one is just crazy good. And you get a crap ton of accessories. I know everyone says, "Oh, the necks are too long." It's like, "Oh, the articulation is too crazy." Like, you really have to know Amazing Yamaguchi and just like take your time messing around with the figures and knowing the joints in order to like really have a good time with it. But the more you play with it, the more happy you'll be with it. And not only that, but you can also like mess with the eyes a little, the way they look. And he has like three pairs of hands actually. He comes with like two effects. There's like ha ha ha, like laughing and all that. And he comes with, of course, the Joker staff and some like gun effects, I guess. You can never go wrong with Amazing Yamaguchi, okay? You're always going to get crazy dynamic poses. All right, the fact that his like little penguin tail suit like lifts up is good. His arms go like way in front of his shoulders, which is always nice. He has like really nice butterfly effects or butterfly joints. And yeah, that head sculpt is just a figure I really recommend. Okay. But looking back at some of the DC Multiverse ones, they just don't do it for me. Like, McFarlane is a great company, and I really like them, but they just really lack with the Joker. And I know now that the DC characters can't come with guns because the Centurion or whatever, it sucks. Because the Joker needs a gun, At least the fake cop-out one that says bang, right? But their head sculpts are just not that great, And the fact that he has a crowbar, I mean, all Jokers have crowbars. Like, how many Jokers are can, The fact that you collect more and the fact that you get more crowbars is just weird, but... All right, and that's all the time I have for you guys. I'm going to leave you with this song, Let's Groove by Earth, Wind & Fire, my favorite song of all time.